What is up, World with the Purple Sky listeners? I do have some unfortunate news. Chando is not going to be here with us today. I know it's sad. I really didn't want to do one of these without him because, he helps the vibe. But, hey, it's all right. He's going to be gone for a while. He's with his family right now. But, nevertheless, we do have another equally and as special guest. And he's in the house tonight, so we're going to invite him for the first time on the stream. He's been a listener, and he's been a supporter, and he's been one of our favorite teachers. So, nevertheless, we're going to introduce...
Mr. Rains.
Oh, wait.
Sorry, I'm Mr. Robinson.
Oh, my gosh. He kind of forgot what his name was. We got Mr. Robinson in here, guys. A lot of y'all have been wanting this. I know he's been wanting to come on here for a while. He's been listening to us in his truck, on the way to work every day just to put up with us and just get tired of us. So, welcome, Mr. Robinson. So, we actually have some interesting topics to talk with him today. But before we get into that, Mr. Robinson, what is your favorite part of the podcast?
So my favorite part of this podcast would have to be that at times there's no structure of this podcast. It kind of just goes back and forth, You guys can be on a subject of anything, and then all of a sudden something goes by and we change subjects all of a sudden. So, maybe today we'll have some structure and we'll actually get to the point today.
Yeah. So we got it a little bit organized today. And the thing is, what we have today is we got some brain-rattly questions. And we've been searching these up because, at first, Mr. Robinson's wait, y'all really need some good stuff in y'all's podcast. Need to get y'all's views up.
We're trying to get the boys monetized here.
Yeah, we're trying to get monetized, guys. Hey, listen, I say this time and time and again. It's about that season, Sprite, I know you want to sponsor me. Come on.
Sprite Cranberry?
You want a Sprite Cranberry? Look, I could be like Michael Jordan, but I could be the live-action Miles Morales.
It's the
thirstiest season of all. See, look, we even know the song. All right. But nevertheless, let's get right into it. We have a few questions, brain-rattling, that, just, makes you want to think, So
basically, our topic today is to come to a consensus on what the answer to these questions is. These are questions that really keep you up at night, and there's no real definite answer. I guess it's just kind of your perspective on things. So we're gonna see what we can come up with today.
So the first one is: was orange a fruit or a color first?
Ooh. So this is one I've actually argued recently with people. So I'm going to give you my perspective, and then I want to hear yours. So, me personally, I believe things were created first before we really had descriptions of them. So you've got to think, just say fruit, for example. People are picking fruit off trees and looking at them. Do you describe the fruit based off how it tastes, how it looks? What do you do, So I personally think you look at an orange, and it was already a fruit, but now we've got to find a way to describe it. And that's how we call it orange, right? So we're calling that fruit just an orange. So then we say, hey, more things are this same color. So did we just make a color by calling it what we think it is? So just say they would have called that orange purple. Would now other things be called purple? And if we describe the color orange as purple now, or how does that work?
Whoa, wait.
See, all right, I'm rattling your brain here.
Hold on, wait.
So we have an orange, okay? Just say this is the orange right here. But they went with purple instead of orange. So now, would purple also be that fruit and a color, or would it still be an orange?
I don't know. Wait.
Maybe they would have said it was purple skies instead of blue. Then our podcast would make sense.
You're right. Yo, that's crazy. Dang. I really don't know what to say after that.
So I know orange was a fruit before, I guess somebody decided it, but did they decide that the name orange was a color first or a fruit first? Because, you've got to describe, if they look at a banana, they'll say it's yellow. If they look at an apple, they may say it's red or green. If they look at an orange, they'll say it's orange. But did they think, hey, this thing should be called an orange, or we're going to use orange to describe it first?
That brings up an interesting question that I usually kind of think about out of nowhere. like, how did they know it was a fruit? Like, and how did they just like come up with names of colors? Like, off topic a little bit here, but like, who came up with the name banana?
That's a great question.
Like, they saw a yellow thing and they said banana or something, like, or was it an accidental sound and it just sounded good? Like that. There's so many unsolved things to why like humanity is just how it is. I really don't know the answer to that question. Was orange a fruit or a color first? That's
what's your thoughts, Bryce?
my thoughts is dang. Because I don't know what came first, the definition of color or the definition of fruits. Like
Exactly. And the thing is, there's no answer for that, so I guess it's up to our interpretation of it.
dang, what do y'all think? I'm gonna leave that up for y'all to debate about that. We're gonna move on to the next one because like my brain is already rattled. Consider me redazzled. Ratata. Rata. All right. You want to get the new one? Next one.
Yeah. So the next brain puzzling question we have is: did Adam and Eve have belly buttons? Why or why not? I see one of our listeners in the background like giving us looks because she's also puzzled.
Okay, wait. Because I feel like the only reason, like me and him was talking about this, I feel like the only reason people have belly buttons is because they're inside the womb and they're connected to like the umbilical cord, right?
Right, and that's what gives you a belly button.
Yeah, but they weren't in the womb. They were made from each other. Like Adam was made from the ground and like Eve was made from Adam, right?
Do you know what Eve's favorite kind of meat is? Spare ribs.
My God.
There's a dad joke in there for you. So here's the thing. So Adam was just created, right? Like he wasn't born. He was just created. So why would he have a belly button?
He wouldn't need one.
He wouldn't need one because, he wasn't born of someone. He was just created. And same with Eve. She was, created from Adam's rib. So
Oh my gosh.
why would she need a belly button? But at the same time,
Our first earthly parents do not have belly buttons.
but do they though? But how do we know they don't?
And if they do,
Like they have no need for one, but how do we know they didn't have one? Just like, there's certain parts of our body we don't necessarily need, but we have.
yeah,
Right? Like we don't need hair, but we have hair.
that's crazy.
So
Why do we grow
need
hair?
belly buttons, but did they have one?
Why do we grow hair, and why is it only in certain places though?
That's a whole different podcast.
That okay, but no, I was thinking like even if they did have a belly button, would it be an innie or an outie? What makes a belly button an innie or an outie?
Yeah, that's also a great question.
Dang. All right. Oh, I'm gonna leave the third question for him again. I want to get this one. Everybody be talking about this one. It makes everybody so angry. Like this is like a hot topic, and I know y'all probably know what's about to ask.
Speaking of which, hot topic. If you want to sponsor,
Yo, honestly,
this is a hot topic.
this is a hot topic. Look, we got y'all. Look, like first 2 weeks, and we're already like top 54 in the nation. Come on. You got to get on this before it's too good,
So Bryce, I want your opinion on this next one before I answer.
All right.
So how do we know that we're not an AI? For those of you who don't know what AI is, it's an artificial intelligence, and we're living in a simulation. How do we not know that?
My gosh. Wait, okay. All right. No, because I've seen things on this. How do we not know we're in an artificial...
Like, how do we know that we are actual people and not an artificial intelligence living in a simulation?
Low-key, I feel like we are living in a simulation. We could be. Because, like, what's it called? I saw this, I read somewhere. Sometimes when we have dreams, the faces that we, like, imagine aren't real people. They're just AI generated. But, like, maybe, that could explain deja vu, too.
Well, dreaming's a whole different thing because, then there's the theory of the metaverse
Oh.
for dreams.
Yo, what if, like, this is the simulation and when you dream, you're actually waking up?
Maybe. So here's my next question. When you're playing a Oculus, right, and you step into the Oculus and you're now a character, does your character think they're real or do they think they're an AI?
Dang,
So how do we know somebody's not putting on a headset right now and controlling us? How do we know that we're actually living on our own free will?
That's scary. That's
something to wrap
what
our
if
brain
someone's
about.
controlling us, but we think that we're in control?
Like, so sometimes when things happen, you always have that feeling in the back of your mind telling you to do something, but sometimes you choose to do something else.
Yo.
What if that's someone controlling you and we're just the AIs, but we're going rogue and we're doing our own thing?
No, wait a minute. Yo.
That's something to think about, It's,
Okay, next time I'm dang. Oh, that would explain every time like you get a bad gut, like telling you not to go that or do a certain thing,
right,
or
you get a bad feeling, like
Yeah.
like, hey, I feel it in my gut. I shouldn't do this, but we do it anyways. Is it because someone's trying to stop us from doing it, and there's
That's
a glitch and we do our own thing,
crazy.
or what is it?
and like the times you actually avoid danger because you get that thing, like it's probably because someone's controlling us and they already know the danger,
All right.
so they're trying to control us not to go there. Dang.
But then, going back to your whole sleeping thing, the whole thought of the metaverse. So everybody thinks there's more versions of our world out there. So how do we know that's just not another save file in a game? How do we know that we're not just living this one and we get a sneak peek another file of a game? That's what our dreams are, is seeing other stuff happen.
Oh my gosh.
I can't say that, if you don't mind. There's somewhere that I read that some scientists think, I don't know if it's true, I can't remember if it's true or not, that our brain cannot create like new faces out of the blue. It's not that type of thing. So what you see in your dreams is like people and things you have seen in your daily life. So I don't know how that contributes to that, but
All right, we're back, but like so to add on what you're saying, low key, I don't know, because I don't know how that explains like why when I dream, I see a face, but then like 3 years later, I meet that person that I've never met before.
I mean, have you ever just had a dream and then the next day what you dreamed about happened?
No, literally, because what's it called? Okay, so I was on the FaceTime with my friend, right? And I was just talking to her and stuff, and then out of nowhere, I just like came into realizing it's like, oh shoot, wait a minute. I'm like, I don't know why, but I just like snapped out of everything, and I'm like, yo, I this happened before. And she's like, what? I was like, no, everything, like the background, what you're talking about, what you're doing, like what I'm doing, this happened before. Like I did this before. She's like, what are you talking about?
Right. So what if our dreams, are us making the game for someone, and then when we wake up and we live it, it's someone controlling us and playing the scenario we made?
Oh, that is scary to think that life is a scenario.
I mean, when you think about it, life is just one big scenario, though. Like, we do things because something else happened. It's really just one big cause and effect clause.
Whoa. Okay. So I didn't want to bring religion into this, but like, think about it. Pre-mortal life, right? Heavenly Father and like they know how our life, like everything that happens during our life. He went down, paid for all of our sins. He died for everything that we did. He went through everything we did. Everything that we're done and doing now was already predetermined based on like religion. It already happened. He already knows what was going to happen. We're just living what is on the script.
So,
Maybe that's why we're having like those things, because we've already seen it happen and we're just living it again.
I mean, that's one way to think about it, because, it says, biblically, God knows what you're going to do before you do it. He already knows what you're going to do. And now we're just doing it.
It's crazy.
So, some people would see that as someone's got this story and we're just living the story now.
We're the characters. Dang.
That's something to keep you up tonight thinking about.
Yo, that's crazy, guys. Y'all gotta let us know what y'all like feel about that one. That was crazy. But you know what else is crazy? Is water wet?
Dude, this might be the biggest debate ever. So this and we've left off one question that we've got to throw in right after this. That's another huge debate. But is water wet? I say no. So here's why. So it depends on what kind of water you're talking about. Are we talking about like a body of water, like an ocean? Or are we talking about just a singular drop of water? So a singular drop of water to me is not wet. Here's why. Because if I put water on my desk right now, my desk is wet because it's covered in water. And the being covered by water is what makes something wet. But if I drop one singular drop of water, it's in and of itself just sitting alone. So is it wet? It's not being covered by water. It's just one drop of water just sitting there.
Dang. Whoa. Okay. So, I've been thinking, and I'm crazy. I'm like, yo, like this might be a break. I don't know if anybody thought of this yet, but like, you know how you have like the past tense verbs of every word and everything?
Right.
Like, I'm reading a book and then the book is read. Like, what if like the water itself like could not be past tense, but whatever it touches is like past tense? Because like, say like, yo, okay, I have a dry desk right here. I put water on it. Now the desk is wet because it has water on it. It's been watered, but like it's wet. But the water itself is not wet. It's just water. The water can't be wet because it's not past tense. It's still the same thing.
Like I said, if you got a body of water, the water in the ocean is wet because it's around other water. But if I just take, a little dropper and I drop a single drop of water on my desk, that water's not wet because it's not touching other water. It's just in and of itself. It's making the desk wet because it's putting water on the desk, but it's not wet itself.
But I heard a thing that atoms don't necessarily touch other atoms. So if I punch you, I didn't punch you. The atoms in between me pushed you and made you feel that.
Why are you so abusive? This was talking about water, not punching.
No, I know. I'm getting there. So if you're in the body of water that Kyle was talking about, you're not wet still because there is a layer of atoms surrounding you that causes you to be protected from the body of water. So you're never actually wet.
But you're dead if you don't know how to swim. I mean, is your lungs wet after you drown?
I mean, so you say that it's not touching, but at the same time, like, the water's touching my skin, and my skin's absorbing it, and, it's...
The water's touching the atoms that cover your skin.
Right.
Wait, okay, so that brings me to my other thing. I'm gonna come back to this question. Say you know how oil floats on top, right?
Right.
Our body produces natural oils and stuff. Is that the reason why when we control our breath, we're able to float on top? Because we're releasing the...
No, so here's why. So you hold your breath, and it's bringing air into your body.
Oh, and it traps the air and it just...
And the air floats. So if you notice, if you ever put like a balloon or something underwater, that balloon's going to float to the top because it's full of air. The water can't get inside of it and fill it up to make it sink. So just like if you ever take a cup and you put it straight down to the water, that cup's not going to sink until you turn over and let all the air out and let the water fill the cup.
So in that case, say you soak your whole body in like oil.
Right.
Why can't you float on top of the water?
So there's the thing. So then there comes the argument of density. So oil is floating on water because of its density level, correct? So if we're covering ourselves in oil, eventually the oil will wash off our bodies and float on the water, but we won't.
Okay.
But now, like I said, we've got another one we've got to talk about. So we talked about is water wet, but is the earth flat? Or is it round?
I mean, that's a hard question. Like, honestly, for me, I'd have to see for myself. Because low-key, all I can rely on is what people say it is.
Right, so that's the thing, but you'll never really see for yourself because what are the odds of you going to space and seeing the earth?
Maybe that's why it's so hard to get in the space program, because, like, they want to, like... What if the earth is actually flat? And, like, they don't want people to see that. No, because, like, literally, like, I'd be scared if the earth was flat, because then how would that look? That looks so scary in space.
It would look horrible. It look like a frisbee.
Honestly. And not a boomerang, because my father didn't come back. It would look like a frisbee. But, like, that's scary, though.
I mean, so you've got to think, we always talk about the earth being round, but that's just us taking it from someone else. That's just us accepting what someone else is saying about it and not saying it for ourselves. So then there comes that whole, seeing is believing or seeing is not believing, whatever you think and believe. But, we're always flat on the ground. But statistically, from something spherical, we should be falling off the side, right? That's something to think about. I mean, they gave us this whole story about gravity, but Who's to say gravity's real?
No. I was literally about to say that next. Okay, so there's this thing, like, right? So I low-key be, like, deep thinking to myself. I'm like, okay, so say, like, okay, what was everybody doing before, like, Newton discovered gravity?
Everybody think we're just following just cause?
Like, honestly, like, hold up. No, because there's a goofy side of my logic. Like, what if before gravity was invented, like, we were low-key, like, just floating around? But, like, no, but, like, on the serious note, like, okay, gravity. It's basically just a concept, right? It's, like, it's a human-defined thing. Right. For physics that we cannot, like, control or something. It's just something that's inevitable and it's going to happen every time. But how do we know it's going to happen every time if we think it's going to happen every time? If we put that mindset, you know? Like, same thing, like, when you say you can't do something, that's your mindset. You're not going to be able to do it because you put your mindset in that, like, state. But since we're just, like, just from the ground taught up that gravity brings you down, right? You're going to fall no matter what. If you jump up, you're coming down. If we just, every time we jump, now we think of that thing, oh, well, I'm automatically going to fall because gravity. What if we stop believing in that thing? What if we're like, yo, like, I'm not going to fall or something if I jump? Would we be able to, like, do, like, will we be able to fly? Like, I know it's stupid, but, like, nobody never knows because nobody ever tried. Like, someone who jumps off a building, they know they're going to jump and they're going to fall because they have doubts.
Right. But even, you know, put the gravity aside, put the Earth flat aside. Did we really go to the moon?
Low-key, I think that was
like, was the moon landing real or did we fake it?
I think that was a fake, because low-key, like, there's no way you can get that many ripples in the stuff in the flag if it's just like no wind in space.
So if there's no air in space, then how's the flag? Like you said, how's the flag? How is it moving if there's no air in space?
And low-key, like, even if you're swinging it around, like it just Earth, like space is a vacuum, so it would, like, the flag would stay straight. Like, there's no way you can, like.
All right.
And then, was Neil Armstrong even the first to, like, land steps on the moon? Like, what about the cameraman? If they even landed on the moon?
Right.
Like, how did they get the camera position? You can't say it was a rover because no. Like, it had to have been an actual camera and stuff.
Who knows, man? I mean, you know, the government's lied to us about so many things, you know.
Honestly.
Who say they're not lying about this? Sorry, not trying to get political, but you know they lie about things. I mean, everybody lies about things.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. That just, like, brings up some questions about everything.
I mean, at this point, how do we even know that you're real?
Low-key, like, okay, this is a world and we share it, right?
Right.
And we experience our own lives.
Mm-hmm.
So in our eyes, like, the world basically and everything that happens revolves around us because we're going through that and just, like, we're with us every single day. But, like, what if we're just made to believe that, like, this life is ours?
But then this takes you all the way back to the AI question.
Yeah, like, all connects.
It all goes full circle. Anyways, we have a debate, and we need an answer.
Yeah.
Which came first, the egg or the chicken?
The chicken or the egg?
Give me 1 second. Let me do something.
We're just gonna let this marinate like freaking pasta salad.
All right, give me a second on Amazon, and I'll tell you which one's gonna come first, the chicken or the egg. Let me order one.
Oh, bruh. Actually, I don't know.
I mean, so this goes all back to your theory of creation. You know, if you look at it, just say from a biblical standpoint, everything was created. So why would the chicken be created from an egg when it would just be created in general? Yeah, I'm sorry about these pauses. We are having people just come in and out, and we're trying to get monetized so we can get Bryce in
So
Chandler
disrespectful,
studio.
like, honestly.
So, again, with the chicken and the egg, if you look at it from a creation standpoint, the chicken's created. So the way a chicken is made is through an egg, right? So the egg hatches, it's fertilized, it hatches, and it makes a chicken. But something's got to lay the egg.
You're
So
right.
if there's no chicken to lay the egg, how is there an egg? So the chicken would have to come first. But then there goes into the whole debate. You can't have a chicken without an egg.
So, okay. Maybe there's 3 ways to this debate. What if both came first? What if the chicken wasn't made inside the egg at the first time?
But that would mean the chicken came first if it wasn't made in the egg.
Dang. Never mind, it's back to 2-way.
Right. It's always a two-way street. You know what? It depends on how you look at it. Like there's got to be an egg that's got to hatch for a chicken. But what's going to hatch that egg? Because the egg needs warmth. It needs all this stuff to hatch. But if there's no chicken to take care of the egg, then how's the egg going to hatch?
Dang.
What's your thoughts, Bryce?
Low key. I kind of feel like the chicken would have to come first to lay the egg. But if the egg came first, there would have to be a chicken to lay that egg.
Right. So you don't really have one without the other.
Dang. I don't know. That's just always unsolved. But we do have another question though.
What is it?
People are going to be thinking about this because like there's no definite answer at all. No one ever knows. But guys, can y'all tell me what color is a mirror? Like think about it. Like, what is the actual color of a mirror? It's not transparent, it's not translucent, it's reflective, but there's no definite color.
So that's a great question. You're taking the mirror, you're assembling it, but the mirror itself doesn't have a color, right? Because it's just reflective of what it sees. So whatever color's in front of it is what color it will be.
Well, then that just means it'd be a series of colors. Or maybe like, okay, what if a mirror doesn't reflect what it sees but absorbs it to where it's like shows what's in front of it?
Almost like a chameleon.
Yeah.
Because it just takes whatever color it's touching and it turns that color.
Yes. Like,
Camouflages itself. So what if a mirror is really a color, but it always sees something and it's always absorbing that color and reproducing it?
yeah, and like, what if like every single time that we're in the mirror, what if like our reflection, like we're not mimicking our reflection, what if our reflection isn't mimicking us, but we're mimicking our reflection? Like we think we're moving and everything and it's like doing everything we do because it's a mirror, but what if it's just the other way around?
Who knows?
Yo, cause like there's this theory that like the mirror like dimension is like so like messed up.
But so how do we know the side of the mirror is not just another version of ourselves that we're seeing do the same thing?
Yo! Oh no, wait.
What if a mirror is not really a mirror and it's not reflecting anything? What if it's really just another dimension and it's a see-through glass and we're just seeing ourselves? Because, we can't see ourselves. I can look at myself and see certain parts of me, but I can't see my own face without a mirror.
It's like a mirror dimension.
But what if I'm never really looking into the mirror? What if I'm really just looking at another version of myself, but I have no idea?
Dang. Then would that mirrored version know that they're looking at you, or would they?
But would they know the same thing? Like you're asking, would they know the same thing that I know and just think we're looking at ourselves in a mirror? Or does it know, hey, there's another person over there and it's the exact same person, and that's why we look alike?
And like, I don't know why, but I've always I never understood why mirrors like always flip things. It's like if you raise your right hand in the mirror, to you it'll look like it's your right hand, but in the mirror's perspective, it's just a left.
hand, right?
That's crazy.
So all right, so take this. So what if it's another dimension, and it's another version of ourselves, but everything's backwards because they're raising their left hand while we raise our right hand.
Oh shoot.
If we close our right eye, they're closing their left eye.
That's crazy. That's messed. Oh wow, I'm never going in front of a mirror again. We need to get those mirrors out. Like something's gonna crawl through there.
It doesn't help to have 10-foot mirrors, huh?
No, because I read somewhere that people said that mirrors are a gateway.
Right. Here we are. What if they are?
Like in China, there's this thing. It's not like karma, but it's like something. It's probably like Ghana or something. I don't know what it's called, but like I was listening to a podcast and they said like people build like their houses, like they're to like benefit off of them. Like there's certain ways how they build their houses that would like mean like a good wealth or something like that. They have a wealth corner, but like people like the rich people, they would build like poor houses so that people stay poor.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like, but apparently you could do this, but like if you have like a mirror facing your doorway, it's bad luck. Apparently,
I've never heard that one.
like Mint says, like if you have a mirror facing your doorway, it's bad luck, and like, I just.
So then there goes the whole thing. You know, if you break a mirror, that's supposed to be bad luck.
Really?
Yes, you never heard that. You know, you get so many years of bad luck if you break a mirror. But what if that's because something's going to happen to you and your other version of yourself if you break that mirror? What if that's why you get bad luck? Or what if that's just the old tale because something really used to happen to another version of yourself?
What if they died?
And now with the advancements of technology, we have more portals than just a mirror. So
Oh,
you think if
shoot.
you're looking at your camera, if I pull up my camera right now and I look at myself, how do I know that's not a version of myself right there? And now we have more advanced technology and have other ways to see them versus just a mirror.
You know what's crazy? When you open your phone and you see your reflection on your camera, you're digital. You're part of the AI system now, because like you're just pixels and everything.
So what if it's just another AI I'm looking at and I'm the first AI?
Yo, that's crazy.
Everything
That goes
goes
back
back
to
to this
it
whole
goes back
AI
to the
question.
yo.
Everything goes back to it.
That's crazy. Nah.
Or how do we know when I'm looking in the mirror this isn't the real intelligence and I'm just the artificial intelligence?
Hey guys, listen. We got like 10 more minutes before I have to go to my appointment with Jim to pass off. But we're gonna should we save that last one for like another podcast?
Let's save it for another podcast.
All right. So I went around to the students in our class, and they have a few questions for Mr. RoBinson himself, and that was going to be our original thing. But you know, we spiced it up a little bit thanks to Mr. RoBinson. You know, if we ever get sponsored, he's getting the cut for sure, if that's legal. But anyway, we're going to read some of these questions that they have for him, and he's just going to respond to them like the best he can. So first one is, who is your favorite student in each class?
Dude, don't even ask me who my favorite student in each class is because we all know who the answer is.
Wait, it's John Mark.
We all know John Mark's one of my favorites.
John Mark's the best, man. Like, who cannot love John Mark? There's nothing you can't love
I'm
about
telling
him.
you, and it's not even this. I love John Mark's confidence. He is unapologetically himself.
But that's the way it needs to be nowadays. People are like, like letting themselves down and stuff. John Mark does not care. He be like, he knows like what he can do. He knows his limits. He knows his like strongest, like his strengths, his weaknesses and everything. But he does not let that get him down. You know, he's always positive. And like as a senior, bro, I've never seen such an energetic senior who's just like he just loves and passionate about anything he does.
But so I shouldn't say that I actually have favorite students. I should say, you know, I love all my students, but there's certain students I know, like you, that I can joke with. I know there's certain students, if I could have joked at them, they're not going to get upset. Now, some just might. You know, they might think, oh, Mr. RoBinson just hates me and he doesn't love me because he made this joke at me. But I know if I made a joke at you telling you you're a horrible person, you would just laugh it off because you know I'm not being serious. Yeah. So I shouldn't say there's necessarily my favorites, but there's just some I know that I should say I'm closer to certain students.
Yeah. So, dang. Oh, yeah. And, like, commenting on John Mark. Yo, like, this dude is, like, he's funny and he's amazing. Literally, I was talking to him the other day when I was walking up the stairs. We were walking together. I was like, yo, what's up, John Mark? He was like, nothing. Just talking to some dark chocolate. I was like, oh, okay. Yo, let me tell you about John Mark. This dude loves his black women, man. He does not discriminate. Like, discriminate. Discriminate. Like, this dude, like, look, I'm not, if this is offensive, I'm sorry, but, like, I'm not even going to say the word. He's a redhead. I'm not going to say the G word because I don't know if it's offensive to people.
Like ginger?
Yeah, like,
Oh,
people be acting weird, like, when people say that, but, like, I'm not trying to get canceled. So, like, he's a redhead, like, Caucasian, and he just loves his dark chocolate. I'm like, dang. Like, but anyway, off this subject, John Mark. What is a lifelong dream you had?
Dude, so this is more of a recent dream of mine. One thing I would love to do is I would love to be a YouTuber.
Dude.
Like, I know people are gonna call me out for this and people are gonna think I'm crazy, but I would love to be another version of Mr. Beast. Do you not see? First off, this man's living everyone's dream, making YouTube videos, making millions of dollars.
He's just giving them away, but he's making more than he's giving.
The dude had an interview the other day with some people, and somebody offered him $1 billion with a B, $1 billion for all of his companies, and he turned him down because he knows he's worth more than that.
Dang.
This dude's around my age, worth $1 billion. I mean, he's just living his dream. But also, aside from that, dude, he's changing the world as we know it.
I'm saying,
dude, what other YouTube just goes out and gives $10,000 to people? What other YouTuber just goes out and pays people's rent? What other people just go out and hand out cars just because?
Oh, and there's also a thing, like, I didn't know this about the government, but, like, apparently, if you give give away more than, like, the government's supposed to tax you, your, like, taxes won't be that much.
Yeah, so there's tax deductions. That's what you're talking about. So, if I went out tomorrow and I said, hey, someone, we need some equipment for our school, and someone says, hey, I'm going to donate this, they can take that off their taxes because they made a donation to the school. So things like that. And he gets away with a lot of stuff like that. But the dude's taxes are ridiculous because he gives away, millions of dollars a year.
Yo, and just imagine how many cars he gave away that's under his name.
Dude's
yeah, I know he fully pays them off because he's not just going to have, like, them on a planet. It's like,
right.
But,
dude's got to have an immaculate credit. Like,
dude.
Like, 850 is perfect credit. This dude's got to have, like, 849 credit score.
I'm saying.
But then, it goes further than that. Dude's opened his own philanthropy business. He's got his own channel for that.
He's got his own restaurant.
He's got his own multiple restaurants. He's opened his own, like, food kitchen to people to serve people food whenever they're in need. He's opening all these businesses like that. He's just taking care of the world, and he's planted 20 million trees.
Honestly,
right? You remember that whole Team C thing? And then Team C's taking garbage out of the ocean. Dude is really just trying to make an impact on the world, but doing it in a creative and fun way.
He's gonna be like richer than Elon Musk, but like more better, because he's like the more environmental type person. Elon Musk is more like a technological side and stuff and everything. But like, I feel like Mr. Beast is going places, like, definitely. Like, I can never imagine where there's a point in his life where he's just going to fall off.
Mr. Beast for president 2024.
Dude, honestly, bro, he'd make a great president.
Mr. Beast, if you're listening, Jimmy, sponsor us, man.
Sponsor us. Look. Hey, look. Listen, we'd love to do a collab with y'all. Honestly, if y'all would come on our podcast, man, I'm so illiterate right now. If y'all would, like, come on our podcast, bro, like, we'd love to have y'all, I'm not really someone who's like, yo, I want to try to invite famous people so I get famous. No, I just, like, you're literally like a role model. So I'm like, yo, I really love to talk to my role model and meet them in person to see how they would think. Because usually, what's it called? One person I aspired to be like was my uncle. And, like, I told him that. I was like, yo, I just want to be just like you. He's like, no, don't ever aim to be just like me. Try to be better than me, Like, aim higher. Never say you're going, like, one step.
So there's always people we want to be like, but we always want to meet their expectations, and then we want to exceed them.
Yeah.
We want to get to the point we're at, but then we want to be a better version of them.
Honestly.
We should never want to be like somebody.
No. And it's never good to want what others have. Because then if you're just saying, oh, I want what they have and stuff.
What you have is never going to be enough.
It's never going to be enough.
Right. I may make $9 million, but somebody may make 10, and I'm saying, I want their $10 million.
Yeah.
But, dude, $9 million is more than enough.
It is.
But it's not going to be enough for me because I want that $10 million.
And the more we want, it's just the less we're going to have. Because if you're striving, hey, I want this, then it leads to, yo, I want to buy a car, flash all this money, and then next thing you know, boom, you fall off.
But you got to think, right now, at this moment, we're living someone else's dream. There's some kid in a country somewhere that's not getting a free education like you are.
Yeah.
And sometimes we take for granted our free education, but there's a kid in a third world country paying for education right now that would love this free education we get.
Right. Dang.
So you got to think, we always want something else, but we're really living someone's dream as it is.
Well, dang, y'all have it. Hey, look, I'm not going to. We're not going to give away all the good topics. We're going to have to end this episode right here, but we're going to have another one for sure.
Oh, there's definitely more coming.
Look, because there's so much things to talk about and so little time.
Right.
So we're just going to have to. This is going to be a two-way episode. This is going to be part one. And we're just probably going to come after the break, and we're just going to have lots of things to talk about.
For sure.
But, yo, thank you, Mr. Robinson,
Dude,
for
thanks
coming.
for having me.
Dude, it's...
World with the Purple Sky it's new, it's hip, it is climbing in iTunes, dude. It is gonna be great.
Luke,
It's gonna be a big hit.
I'm saying. But anyway, hey, do you know the exit motto?
I don't. Tell me.
Okay. So this is how we go. Every time I end it, we say this every single time. This has been another day under a world with a purple sky. And we say that on 3. So, hey, do you think you're going to remember that?
I got it.
All right. On 3. 1, 2, 3. This has been another day under a world with a purple sky. I'm Bryce.
And I'm Mr. Robinson.
And thank y'all for tuning in. And I'm just excited to release this episode because this has been so special and he's been so supportive. So I just want to thank him again. Him and his fiance. I wish them, the best of luck. I know they're going places. And
stay tuned for part 2, man. This is gonna be big.
Part
We're gonna
2.
have a great time.
And hey, maybe we can even get Chando on part 2 if he's back.
Hey,
So,
the 3 boys together, the 3 amigos.
yo,
you know.
3 amigos. All right, guys. Well, thank y'all. Have a Merry Christmas. Spend time with y'all family. And we love y'all. So, ASMR, peace out.
Stay weird.
Peace out.